All right. Well, it's been a minute. Look, I felt the need to make this video because honestly, bro, these last 3 months have been terrible, bro. I mean, absolutely atrocious. You see this guy right here, this guy has literally been kicking my butt, bro. This dude literally been using me as a mop, bro. This man literally took my body, bro, and mopped me across the pavement, bro. He slung me back and forth, bro. I'm talking about Hulk versus Loki. That's how this man been treating me lately, bro. This man been kicking my tail, bro. And let me tell you why he's been kicking my tail. The reason why he's been kicking my tail, because he doesn't just personifies my PMO addiction. Okay, he doesn't personify that. He doesn't just personify that. But what he also personifies is, bro, he personifies everything negative about myself. Every negative trait, every negative thought, anything that holds me back from becoming the person that I want to be, that's what this guy represents, bro. He is me, but he is the darker version of me.
Cringe.
He is the darker version of you. So my last streak, 51 days, bro. I went 51 days strong. I think that was like what, maybe around March. April came. After that 51 days, I had a setback. As you guys know, I had a setback after that. But I gave in one time, but it didn't end at that. It didn't end at that, bro. These last 3 months, bro, it's been on and off. I didn't have a setback. I allowed that setback to turn into a relapse, bro. There were moments where I couldn't even make it to day 4, bro. I'd make it to day 4, relapse. Make it to day 5, barely, relapse. Okay? Just bend back and forth, bro. Then, made it to 10 days, relapse. 10 days again, relapse. 4 days, relapse. 5 days, you know what I'm saying? It's been a pattern of on and off, on and off, on and off. And honestly, bro, I felt like one of my reasons for having this ongoing battle of on and off, back and forth, relapsing, you know what I'm saying? It has to do with my mindset and how I viewed the day counting. I think I allowed the numbers, right, to determine my self-worth. 51 days, that was who I was. I was 51 days. And because of that mindset, because I viewed 51 days as a personality trait instead of viewing it simply as a day counter, it ruined my motivation, bro. Just know these days, these few couple of months been crap, bro. I have not been my best, and my mental health was off. You know what motivated me to make this video? What motivated me was I watch my past videos. Okay, I watch my past videos of 51 Days Zion. I'm gonna call him that. 51 Days Zion. The strong, resilient, powerful Zion. You know what I'm saying? Like the Zion that all of you guys was probably looking up to and probably like, yeah, I like that guy. That guy got a cool mindset. Truth is, bro, I still have a lot to learn. You know, I've been dealing with this PMO thing for 14, 15 years. I've been doing this since I was like a kid. I was like in elementary school when this all started, bro. So this literally has been a habit that has built up over the years. And 51 days compared to 14 and 15 years, bro, it's night and day. I have to come to terms with that, bro. Yeah. 51 days, yeah, that's a good achievement, bro. That's a good achievement. 100 days, yeah, 185 days, 200 days, that's a good achievement, bro. But those numbers won't compare to how many years that you have been dealing with this, bro. Here's the thing, and I think we all fall into this trap, and so have I, and I think part of me still does. I still have those moments where I look back at my 51 days and I'm like, man, bro, I was really something else, bro. I was really built different, bro. My motivation gone, everything, my drill, my drive, everything has been gone, bro. Like, I just have not been motivated to do anything, and yeah, it's been rough, bro. Literally been rough. My main thing was really to help motivate other people. Stop trying to be perfect. I think that's what it is. Stop trying to be perfect. Stop reaching perfection and start reaching progress. Here's the thing with date counting, right? Date counting is it's good. I'm not gonna lie, good. It's really good to keep track of your progress, to see how far you've come. But if we're not careful, right, we can literally become so obsessed to the point where that's all we see. We look at these days and we think that, okay, this is who we are. This is, this determines, if I'm doing good or not. No, bro. No. It doesn't matter how many days you go, bro. Expect a relapse. You can go 100 days, bro. Expect a relapse. Excuse my words. Not a relapse. Because here's the thing. Relapse is totally different from a setback. So expect a setback. My bad. You see, a relapse is returning to your former state for an extended period of time. But I allowed it to turn into a relapse by giving in again and again and again and again and again and again. See, that cycle, that's a relapse. And I feel like when you reset yourself back to day one, you are literally telling yourself, your subconscious, you're telling your subconscious that you have to start all over. And the reason why I think that's not good, because in real life, people have setbacks, right? You may have setbacks in your job, you might have made a mistake at a job, but because you made that mistake, you don't just quit your job. You don't just say, oh man, I messed up, man. I give up. I quit. No, bro. What you do is try to do better next time so you can keep your job. Like, for instance, right? You walk up a flight of stairs, right? It may have 10 stairs. 10 stairs represent 10 days. Okay, we'll say that. It might have 10 stairs, right? So you walk up to what? The fifth step, the seventh step, right? You're close. You're almost there. You're almost to day 10. You walk up the seventh step, right? And you trip. You slip down a step or two, step 5 or step 6 or whatnot. You're just going to go all the way back down to the foot of the stairs and be like, yeah, I'm gonna just, because I slipped and tripped up, I'm about to walk all the way down to the first step and walk all the way back up. You see how You see how foolish that sounds, bro? You see how crazy that sounds? That's literally what resetting yourself back to day one does. Now, nothing against people who wants to reset their timer to day one. I mean, sure, if you want to do that, that's cool. I'm not excusing that. I'm not saying you should do that. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. You know, I know for some people that works, you know, but it's also can be a negative thing as well, because it can make you feel like you're starting all over, even though in reality that's not true. But you're literally telling your mind, right, that you have to start all over, that all the hard work that you've done is gone. And that's not true, you know? And I think that's what resetting your day back to day one does. I think that's what it does. I think you're telling yourself that, hey, you have to start all over. And because you have to start all over, now you're demotivated. That's how resetting your day counter can be. For some, not saying all, for some. I know for me, definitely. For me, even though I know in real life that that's not true, but just looking at that zero number, right? Just looking at that zero number, it hurts. It hurts, bro. It literally does. It literally does hurt. And I think that's not good for some, you know, especially for those who really want to get over this addiction, bro. Because like I said, this isn't just, you know, a 30-day, 50-day, 100-day challenge. This isn't just some, oh yeah, let me go 100 days without PMO. Let me go 100 days without fapping. No, bro. The goal is, right, I'm stuttering right now. The goal is to go through this, to live your life without PMO, bro. To rewire your brain, bro. Yeah, I had a setback yesterday. I was at day 4. Today is day 5. My bad. I said I was on day 4, but no, I'm on day 5. Yesterday, I had a setback. I was on day 4. I gave in the PMO. Honestly, I think I gave in on purpose, bro. I'm going to just keep it a buck. I think I gave in on purpose, and yeah, that was it. But I'm not going to reset my streak, bro. Because for what, bro? Reset my streak and what? Give in again? Reset my streak, what? Give in again? No, bro. I'm on day 5, bro. I'm on day 5, and I'm going to try to continue to move forward from here. But I just wanted to let you guys know that, and to let you guys know that, you know, everything that's been going on, you know, and just letting you guys know, because, I mean, look, man, I'm human at the end of the day, bro. You know, you can look at me any way you want. You can say, oh, Zion, I thought you was different, bruh. I thought you was different, dog. I look up to you, dog. I thought you was all. No, bro, I'm not, bro. I'm not. You know, respects to Seabird, though. Seabird, bro. Hey, shout out to Seabird, man, because that dude is an OG, bro. I hope one day that I can get to his level, bro. I hope I can get to a point where, you know, I don't have to do this junk anymore. Where I'm not saying I have to do it. You know, we don't have to do this, but it's still a choice at the end of the day. But I hope I get to a point like Seabird where I don't do this anymore. Now, not to say that Seabird is this Giga Chad that probably doesn't have urge. He probably still have urges. I mean, he's human, bro. I mean, he's human just like me. He bleed the same color blood I bleed. Unless y'all know something else. Unless y'all know that Seabird is Kryptonian, I don't know. Let me know. Is Seabird Kryptonian? Because if he ain't, he human, bro. Seabird probably still got his struggles too, bro. So I'm just saying, bro, that he has ambitions and goals. And those ambitions and goals is what helped him to get to where he's at, bro. So, and that's what it all boils down to, bro. It all boils down to having goals, sticking to those goals, you know, and replacing those bad habits with good habits. You know what I'm saying? And putting on the new personality, you know, and ridding ourselves of the old one. But with that being said, I thank you guys for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, just hit me in the comments. I'll check and see, or just hit me on Discord. You guys know my Discord. Don't act like you don't, but with that being said, bro, Zion out.